And we are live. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News. And of course, we have heard the news of Fury limping in the Conor McGregor fight. Now, I know a lot of people are jumping to conclusions. A lot of people are saying, well, hey, will the fight happen? Will it not? We really don't know. We don't know. I mean, Tyson Fury didn't confirm anything. He just talked on the fun that he was having with all the other celebs, Denzel and, you know, Drake and all these guys. They were there backstage. He's having a drink with these guys, partying like he knows how to do. What the hell? And to me, my question is, why did he show up? People are going to question that. I mean, that's one of those things where, maybe he's, feeding people that. Maybe that's something that he wants to feed the public. Maybe. Maybe he's really hurt to the point where he wanted to show up at the fight and he just hasn't made the announcement that he is hurt. Oluwashina Martins, morning to you, Counter Punch to you. None of your blockade biz. blood clot biz. Counter Punch. What's up? Counter Punch from you, from Manchester. Clavel Richards, Counter Punch to you. Alfosini, what's going on, brother? Counter Punch to you. Tyson is fitter, faster for the second time, but Tyson is the master of mind games. Look out for all. Could be a game. It could be. It could be a game. It very well could be. Steve McGrath just joined. Kurt, what's the news? Tyson Fury limping, man, in the McGregor fight. I just counterpunched some videos, and I'm actually not even done with the video that he had with IFL TV, because he said it was like a 30-minute video, and he said a lot of key things that I wanted to break down. But then I don't know if he was limping or not, so I can't say, oh, he wasn't limping then, because he was doing an interview, so we don't know how he was. But he did come in to the McGregor fight limping. That's not a good sign. Phil Kane, greetings to you from Liverpool. Shouts out to Liverpool. Wilder's in trouble. Hammond, what's going on? Canceling. Look, oh no, man. Oh no, I hope that's not the case. Now, there is a concern, though. Is it canceling? No. No one said anything. I haven't heard anything that Tyson Fury is going to pull out. But, if he does pull out, you know how bad that shit would look? I mean, seriously. It would mean two things. For one, you'll have the Wilder fans, the people that support Wilder, the people that ride with Wilder, the people that worship Wilder. They will swear up and down this is a way out of the fight, because he did not know that he didn't think that he was going to win, and this was his way out by faking an injury. And look, the people that argue that, you can't argue against them, because you can make a claim that Tyson Fury, the first thing he said, yeah, the fight's going to happen unless someone gets injured. So you can go that route if you just wanted to speculate, right? That, hey, what's the only way to get out of this fight? Someone gets injured. All right? So that could be something that all the pro Wilder guys would come up with. They would crucify Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Absolutely 100%. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But it also means this. This is what it also means. On Deontay Wilder's end, he made a bad investment. He chose to fight a guy that, if he's not going to fight, this is if he's not going to fight, okay? Ortiz Wilder 3 back on. Vaz H. If he's not going to fight people, what that means is, that means he should not count his chickens before they hatched. You know, he made a bad investment with Fury. You picked the wrong guy to build your legacy off of. That's all that really means. That's if, people. I'm not saying it's canceled. It's a question. It's not saying breaking news. The fight's canceled. It's over. Now we're talking about all the other shit. No. Read the title. The title is not misleading. So let me counterpunch everybody. The whole 150 that's there. Let's get 150 likes. Hit the like button. Why not? Shows that we're here. YouTube is slacking with their notifications at times. For those who got a notification, hit the like button. For those who didn't get the notification, hit the like button. Let's get those likes up there. But other than that, real talk, Deontay Wilder just made a bad investment. You know, he missed off over a lot of money trying to be loyal to Showtime, trying to be petty towards Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, trying to not give them the benefit of the doubt that that particular payday changed his career, like Floyd and Manny. Let's look at Floyd and Manny for a minute in comparison. Let's just say Floyd was so petty towards Bob Arum that he didn't want to go anywhere near Manny Pacquiao because he hated Bob Arum. Now, what would that mean, and what would that make Floyd Mayweather be as a businessman? A very, very, very poor one. You know what I mean? If you're worried about, dude, $300 million, right? $300 million, that's about what he made. 280 million, 295 million, right? Estimated 300 million for the Pac-Man fight. Like him saying, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fight Canelo again. You know what I mean? Think about it. I'm going to fight Canelo again. Better yet, I'm going to fight Cotto again. Right? Because he already beat Cotto. He beat him convincingly. Then he creates some shit like, oh, well, nah, I'm gonna fight Cotto because everybody wants to see Cotto because Cotto, you know, Pacquiao made Cotto come in at a catch weight. Like, unlike me, I brought him in at his normal weight at 154. That's why he gave me one hell of a fight, had my nose bleeding and all that good shit. Now, imagine if Floyd would have done that and ducked all that money. He would not be the man he is today. He wouldn't have the success, business-wise or otherwise, right? For his legacy and his financial gain. He wouldn't be that person he is today. That's where Deontay Wilder fucked up. Because he thought that, hey, I'm going to fight Fury that's going to make me a much bigger star when I fight Fury. But you have to remember something about Fury. Fury is not the dude that is concrete on anything that he does. Look at how he talks. Let's just be real. Anthony Joshua, prime example. I think he's a bum. I think that fight was shithouse garbage. He's a coward. He ran from a fat man. 3 weeks ago, I think it was absolutely fantastic. It was good. I would rather have a boring fight than stink out the joint than fight a close fight, an exciting fight and lose. It shows a lot of guts, that Anthony Joshua. It showed me something that he made me proud of him. Now, you gonna trust a dude like that to to continue to go into a huge investment with? Maybe, it just hit me, maybe, just maybe, that top ranked PBC, maybe these guys didn't invest money into this fight because they didn't know if it was really going to happen. I mean, let's be real about it. For one thing, this fight was contingent on another fight, on another fighter winning from another fight. And we know what that fight was. That was the Ruiz Joshua 2 fight in Saudi Arabia. See, if Ruiz would have handled business, this fight probably wouldn't even been in talks. They would have what they would have done. They would have the PBC people. Al Heyman would have hired lawyers just in case Tyson Fury decided to sue. Just in case he decided to sue, right? He would already had lawyers in place to handle that. But that fucking fight between Ruiz and Deontay Wilder, it ain't a voluntary. It's not a voluntary fight. So it ain't a mandatory situation. And even if it was, who cares? The WBC does what they want to do at the end of the day. Okay, let's get those likes up. We got 209 people on the chat, 212. Let's get those likes to 200. Let's go. It shows me that these guys, Al Heyman would have already put in place that fight with Andy Ruiz, and it wouldn't have been in February. It would have probably been in March and April, right? It would have been before the Canelo slot. So it probably would have been in April or late March. Give those guys time, give those guys a high fist each other, chest bump and all that shit. They'll kiss each other's ass because they're both PBC. Al Heyman, when Tyson Fury and Bob Arum, that motherfucker we had a fight, we had a deal. Well, what all Al Heyman's gonna do? Hey, let's go to court. Right? They're gonna go to court. Tyson Fury doesn't have a mandatory. Tyson Fury is not a unified champion. He's the quote unquote the lineal champion, but he's not obligated to do anything. They'll offer him step aside money at first. They're not going to accept it, like Tyson Fury said. And then, but it's so ironic because Tyson Fury said that he would allow Deontay Wilder to fight Anthony Joshua in late 2018. Now he wants to change his mind. You see what I'm saying? Check what I'm talking about. Tyson Fury is not reliable due to his mental changing. He's forever changing like the weather in Louisiana. That shit's cold one day, hot another day, humid another day, wet and drizzly one other day. It's crazy. He's like the weather. He changes. So if this happens, if this shit happens, wait a minute. Arnold Ghost, you should be blocked. Isn't that the way LDBC guys block people with different opinions? Hell yeah, Arnold. That's how they do it. But fuck them. We're not over that. You're across the street over here. This is another part of town. Fuck that. This is another part of town. This ain't cross the street. Sorry. You want to go cross the street? You want to go cross town? Go over there. No problem. No worries. No harm, no foul. And hey, and no judgment. You think a certain way, think that way. Just go over there and think that way and have your opinion over there. Whatever. They say it's the Coke. But it's crazy. It's crazy. So back to this fight. This fight between Tyson Fury and Wilder is not promoted the way it was because it was contingent on Andy Ruiz handling his business. If Andy Ruiz would have beat Anthony Joshua like he did before, I don't even think this fight would even be around because Deontay Wilder has already hinted, I'll send him some step aside money so we can be one champion, one face, one name. And then, of course, Tyson Fury counterpunched, rebuttal. No, we've already signed. You've got me in this fight now. Now it's just like at Tyson Fury. It wouldn't surprise me, people, if Tyson Fury was like, hey, I'm injured. I don't want to come into any fight like this to this magnitude since it's the biggest fight in heavyweight history or on the heavyweight scene right now, which out of 4,800 views on my channel alone, that is bullshit. According to you guys don't believe that. 72% of people say that it's the Joshua Wilder fight. It's not the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder rematch. It is not. So we need to stop with what's the most important fight? Tyson Fury can believe that all he wants. But if he pulls out of this fight, it won't go and it'll leave Deontay Wilder with no one to fight. But it's his fault. But it's almost like, when people say, what things that are meant to be versus what things are not meant to be, and destiny and all that. Look. I believe in destiny, but I also believe in people making mistakes too. That's the whole thing of knowing, trial and error. Doing something that you thought that was good for you, but you find out it's not. you know, Daniel Squelch. Well, Tyson Fury's injured, and we don't know if the fight will continue. He hasn't said if the fight is off. He didn't say that, but he's limping around in public. Like, who fucking does that? You know what I mean? Maybe he's trying to imply, hey, I'm limping. I'm limping. So since I'm limping, obviously you guys seen I was already injured. So I'm letting you guys kind of know that, sending you a subliminal message and shit that, hey, this fight could be off, people. I'm fucking limping. Things happen, injury, you know? But back to what I'm saying, the things that was meant for you to do based on the mistakes you've made, based on what you regret doing, right? A lot of people done shit like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. Fuck, why didn't I grab my shades off the counter before I left? It's sunny as shit out here. I can barely see on the highway. Things like that. That's just an example. But with Deontay Wilder, shit, I should have took the Joshua fight. I should have took the fight that over damn near 5,000 people have voted. That's the fight that people wanted to see. They did not want to see a fucking Fury Deontay Wilder redo. It was not necessary. It was not a rush for that fight. So why did Deontay Wilder himself keep venting and pushing for this fight? Why did he want that fight so bad? So, all the pro Joshua fans could say, hey, man, you ran from that fucking fight because you ain't want to fight Deontay Wilder and turn down twice as much money as you guys supposedly offered Anthony Joshua. If that was your excuse. Of course, all his fans said that. They rolled with it. He turned down $50 million, $50 million. I don't even want to talk about that shit too much, but that's the truth. Okay? That is the truth of the matter. He turned down a whole lot of money to fight the unified champion, to fight a guy that he's already fucking fought and he believed he won. So if you believe you won, you fought, what's the wild hair up your ass to fight this dude again? Freddie Parker, you. Big ups. Andy Cola Adams. Tyson ain't ready, always falls when sudden serious. And then look, let's put last year into play. How many fucking times they supposed to have been negotiating before that fight actually happened? Tyson pulled out last year. So guess what, guys? If he pulls out this why the fuck are we surprised? Why are we surprised? Don't be surprised. It's Tyson Fury, people. The man of many faces. If you guys haven't seen the video, I posted that last week or a few days ago. The man of many faces. So it is what it is. Fury was trying out his catwalk. Ricky Bobby. That's what he was doing. He was trying out that might have been a pimp walk. It might have been like a crippled pimp walk kind of thing. Like an old pimp comes out of prison. I'm back on the streets, bitch. Pimplaful. Blue Blood Sports TV, baby. There ain't nothing wrong with being a fan of other channels. Cool. Steve McGrath. NFL will have an idea as he interviewed him and he would have seen him limp. Steve, absolutely. That's what I want to see. Was he limping before that? Or did that happen that day? Because that might have been in between training camps. Nonetheless, it don't really matter at this point. He came in limping. Okay? Now, even if the shit was legitimate, that's bad. If he was faking it, that's bad too. Why? Because if he was faking it, he wanted people to see that he was limping. So that would give him an excuse to get the fuck out of this fight, to get the pressure off. If he was not faking it, it's bad because now something's wrong with him. So either way, he's either telling the truth and the fight could be in jeopardy, or he's lying and the fight is definitely in jeopardy. That's what we have, man. Ortiz versus Wilder. Zaro's toot time. Big up Kurt, big chat. I doubt this fight gets canceled. There is too much money on the line and invested in to me last night. Well, here's the thing. Maybe it's like a sprained ankle. King Jack R double. Yo, what's up, brother? Scance rant. Zaro's 4 times. Salute, salute. No, don't say is it can. No, no, it's not canceled, King Jack. I thought you said it's canceled because I had woke up this morning. I had a friend of mine. He inboxed me on WhatsApp, and he was like, "Dude, supposedly the fucking fight's not the fight is canceled. Will Joshua step up?" What? Oh shit! So I had to do my own research before sending that out because we got to see if that shit's true. We don't be sending info out here that ain't true. Barry Wilson, peace for you. Peace to you, brother. Big from Birmingham, England. Carl Matthews, kind of punch to you, brother. Gerald Johnson. People hate Wilder more than they like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Um, Deontay, though, he doesn't really. I don't think he's more hated than Mayweather was. Mr. Martin, thank you for the one like. We got 292 on the chat. Let's get it to 200 likes. Let's go. Punch quote. Wilder will fight Kalnaki before he fights White. Yeah, because he's in that stable. I think it's political a lot with Wilder. I think he's one of those guys that he doesn't want to admit that he's a slave. That's my thing. Okay, it's either that or he's scared of them. Right? So if you don't believe that Deontay Wilder's scared of these guys or whatever, if you don't believe that he's scared of these guys, he has to be restricted from fighting them. So he's either restricted from fighting them or he's scared of fighting them. Either way, it's bad because he ain't fighting them. So I don't think people hate Wilder more than they did Mayweather. Just Mayweather was more lucrative. Because look, the hate is real for Mayweather, dude. Skip Bayless, Larry Merchant, Jim Lampley. Those motherfuckers hate Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not senior, junior. And it is just Wilder. He just says things to be known and noticed, but it's like, you're not known the way you should have been known as a heavyweight champion of the world. So then that's a reality. Then you talk shit like, hey, I want to cripple a son, a child's father while I look him in the eyes and all that shit. Well, people really don't know you like they should, but then you give them something that they don't like. So the people that do know of you, a lot of those people don't like you. A certain demographic does. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the people that look like Deontay Wilder. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Make no mistake about it. And they ride with him because they like his style. Now, to be fair, Mike Tyson did the same shit. Mike Tyson talked about eating children and shit. I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot. But it was a different time, I guess. I mean, we can look at it like this. And look, if I'm Deontay Wilder and I say something like foul, like I want a body in the ring and, I want to cripple, that's some foul shit. But then it's like, it's something that you ain't heard. It ain't the worst. But if I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm like, you guys have turned into a bunch of pussies. But then again, here's the kicker with Deontay. Deontay will say something foul like that, but then it's another side to him. That same dude that says, I want to look a child in his eyes while I cripple his daddy. Like, okay, that's fucked up. That ain't the best thing to say. It ain't the worst thing we ain't heard. He ain't ear off, right? He ain't did no shit like that. He ain't charged 12 fucking armed cops in the ring because he bit someone's ear off. He wanted to fucking fight everybody. He ain't done that. But he said something foul, then he's not as famous or infamous as Mike Tyson or someone like Floyd Mayweather Jr. So it's almost like he's trying to create this bad boy image to himself, But then he'll go say some shit like, I want to have a baby. Motherfuckers like, what'd you say? You want to have a fucking kid? I want to know what it's like to have a child. You know, that's like a gay dude was saying, look at that and be like, one word, bitches. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those situations where, you know, it's like, damn, you are the baddest man on the planet that want to have a kid by what? Your ass? And I didn't even report that when it happened. All the channels did. I didn't report that shit. I was like, nah, I'm not touching that. You know, but this is a different world we're in right now. That shit with Mike Tyson, that shit happened 20 years ago, 20, 25 years, right? People are becoming more sensitive because now you're having different demographics, other issues, you know, groups are becoming bigger and stronger. So a lot of shit you can't say, a lot of things that, you know, are very considered very tactless. It's certain things you could never say. You know, Julian Lewis, Hail Kurt, counterpunch to you. Thank you, Julian. Alex Guerra. This is fake news. What's fake news? What the fuck is fake news about this, Alex Guerra? Tell me. There was no mistake with Mike Tyson. You know where you stand. D. Wilder is a female emotional mess. Well, I'll say this. Wanting to have children is definitely not masculine. I'll say that. I'm not going to just call him feminine. You know, I'm not going to do that, but he does make you, it does make you think like, what did you just say about having children? Like, you're a man and you got 7 kids. No, you want to have kids. It's not, no, I don't want the woman. I want to be the woman. Like, okay, okay, okay. Alex, he knows it's not canceled. He just put that shit in the title. Yeah, it's the shit in the title. It's a question mark. Will it happen? Did Tyson Fury, right? Did Tyson Fury come to that fucking show limping to show people that, hey, this could be canceled? People seen me in front of all these people, right? He seen me in front of all these people limping. So therefore, yes, that's my that's my subliminal way of showing that I'm hurt. You guys seen that I was hurt Saturday night, you know, on the 18th. You seen that I was hurt. So there's no question. Yes, it didn't recover like I thought it would. So therefore, I'm out. You know, we have to postpone the fight. You know, Fury's mind's game, maybe. Why does Wilder never fight outside the USA? Well, I mean, he should start. Jim Brown, what about getting cortisone shots? Man, I don't know. I don't know the rules. You know, Blue Blood wants to be Wilder's baby daddy. You guys are a trip. Tyson's gonna cancel. Okay, well, that's the question, you know. Mehmet, you know, that thank you for answering. You know, it's not a thumbnail, it's not a, what do you call it, clickbait. It's a question. You know, is this fight canceling? Is Tyson Fury trying to show us some shit? What is he trying to show us? You know, massive fan, bro. Keep up the good work. Sean, Mr. Right. Thank you, brother. Counterpunch to you. I want to see Eddie Hearn versus Al Heyman in the ring. I think Al Heyman's too small and too old for Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's just 40 years old. He's a big 6'4" bastard. You know what I mean? That don't mean he can't fight, but he'll probably beat up a little dude like Heyman. Heyman ain't tall, ain't short, but like he's what, about 5'11", 6 foot? You know? Barry's boy is fucking tall as shit. He's taller than me. I'm like 6'2" and a half or something like that. That motherfucker's 6'4". Look at him besides Joshua. He's tall. You know? And yes, he has fought outside the U.S., Rian. Thank you for that counterpunch. Deontay Wilder, meaning he's fought outside the U.S. before. He just doesn't make it a habit. And I think he does that is because, like I said, Al Heyman loves to mimic the formation and the things and the tendencies and the habits that Floyd does. That's why he doesn't. They don't want to practice certain things because they want to maintain dominance. That's what the whole thing with the $50 million was about. Because what they wanted to do, they wanted to for Joshua to come over here, make Joshua like Tyson Fury is now in this fight, the B side by offering him $50 million so we can get him. He can give up rights to Sky Sports. He'll probably get sued and all that shit, but it didn't matter because he get in the fight for unified championship of the world. Then Deontay Wilder, since he's come over here, that means, hey, you came to my country. I'm the WBC heavyweight champion of the country, America. That's what it seemed like. He said that in an interview. Somebody had to correct him. But it shows that, hey, really, it's the world, people. I'm being facetious, but it would show if Joshua was able to take that $50 million, come over here would be the B side because he's accepted an offer from that particular side. If he accepted that, you know what that would have meant? That would have meant that he was the B side of the equation. Why? Because whoever offers, right, some money, that means they become the A side, especially if that side accepts. So if Joshua would have accepted that money, he would have automatically been the B side. It would have been Wilder Joshua in Las Vegas, Nevada, or T-Mobile Arena in California. Or MGM Grand. Or Madison Square Garden. Lee Perkins, counterpunch to you from Australia, brother. Kurt, what are you talking about? Greg Tucker, I'm talking about Tyson Fury's limping. The fight could be in jeopardy. I've been saying I hope Fury don't fake an injury, but I doubt it. I hope he's not faking, because if he is faking, this fight's over. Chris Serrano, punch quote, true Wilder, Canelo, Manny, and GGG got the worst fanboys. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, you know what? Punch quote, you're forgetting Manny. You did say Manny. Because Manny, yeah, that motherfucker got fans from Philippines. They just come out, they just get ahead of themselves. No, the fight is not canceled, Sidney Gautier Rivera. Rivera. Like they say up in the Bronx, Rivera. No, I hope not. Irrelevant point. Eddie Hearn deal was shit. Which deal was shit, Barry? Talk to me. Let's talk about that deal, Barry. Please, Barry Wilson. Let's talk about that deal. How was it shit? Hit me back. This ain't true. Who cares what he made? AJ's fans are solid. AJ haters are the problem. They can't stand to see him over Wilder. Yeah, and I think Wilder hates the idea of knowing that he is not the A side. He is not the guy that has the money. He is not the guy that's controlling shit. He wants to control that. That's like being a little pit boss in a fucking factory. You want to run a whole bunch of people, but when the big guy comes to the factory, you run and hide. Why? Because you know you're not that guy that you told the people that you run that you are. That's Deontay Wilder in that retrospect. Scance rant, you're the worst biased fan going. Fury pulls out AJ fans. Wilder is afraid to lose. Hey, I don't think it's that bad. No, I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? If Fury pulls out, Fury should be responsible for being blasted for ducking. Unless he's hurt. Now, if he's hurt, what the fuck can you do about it? We can speculate, but we don't know if he's hurt or not. No, Lynn, he is not officially pulled out. I don't know. The title doesn't mean what you guys think it means. It doesn't mean that he's pulled out. Is he canceling? Is it going to happen or is it not going to happen? Because it doesn't look good. He's showing up at public events limping when he's in training. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Nobody told me it canceled. People, please look at the title. The title Is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury canceling? Question mark. I would have said it's canceled, official, canceled, meaning it was canceled already. Love your daily updates. Always watching from the UK. Paul Clark, appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Wilder can for his fanboys. Yeah, they hate it. They hate Anthony Joshua. You know, they hate Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua is being promoted by Eddie Hearn. Those guys, a lot of them need to say are racist. So they don't like the idea of a guy that has been. See, this is what they expect. The guys over there, they expect Anthony Joshua to be treated like Don King treated Mike Tyson, right? They expect, because Eddie Hearn is a white guy, they expect him to fuck over Anthony Joshua because he's a black guy. So they want him. They want him so bad to fuck over Anthony Joshua, turn his back, treat him like shit, jip him out of a bunch of money. And since he hasn't done that, and nobody, I repeat, nobody has said that Eddie Hearn has fucked him out of money. Not one. Find me somebody that said Eddie Hearn fucked him out of money. Tell me somebody, give me an example of someone saying that Eddie Hearn, they might have said he's a knob, he's a prick, he's shitty, he's facetious, he got a shitty attitude at times, he's pompous. Yeah, we've heard that. But give me a situation, give me an example where Eddie Hearn fucked someone out of some money. I'm checking. Using Wilder's name for views. Okay. I mean, you say so. Shit, Fury is fighting Wilder. That's the title. It's the topic. Counterpunch to you, Romano. Just joined the chat. Sultan Mur, counterpunch to you. I mean, look, I'm waiting for someone to say, Eddie Hearn fucked over this guy for money. Bob Arum, yes. Don King, definitely. Okay? Fucking Lou Duva, sure. All these particular guys, even Al Heyman has his problem. Even, what was it, Guerrero? Was it Guerrero? It's Al Heyman. Look. This is how it goes: Eddie Hearn, Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Lou Duva. Who's that other guy? The one that don't give a shit. That used to work with Wilder, Lou DiBella. Then you got guys like Don King, okay? But tell me, Tony Barley, counterpunch to you, brother. Tell me if there is a time when people complained about Eddie Hearn fucking them out of money. Please tell me there's a time. I want to know. I want to know if there's a time. Yeah, I saw the Conor McGregor fight all of 40 fucking seconds. I did. He looked impressive. Matt S, counterpunch. What's up, brother? Look, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm wrong. See, those guys, being racist that they are, prejudiced, whatever the fuck however you want to quote them, that's what they are. Because they want so bad to put something on Eddie Hearn because he's white. If Eddie Hearn was black, nobody would give a shit. If he was a black British promoter like Lennox Lewis tried to be back in the day, let's face it, he tried to be a fucking promoter. He wanted Joshua. He wanted to bring Joshua on in his stable. Joshua didn't do it. It's a good because who would have knew where he would have been? Joshua was doing fucking fantastic. He's doing more than anyone else. He's giving Canelo a run for his money. And then people are rumoring Canelo. Is Canelo actually the face of boxing now? He's one of the faces. Right? Canelo's lost before. Come on now. He got the biggest contract in history. But look at that contract. That shit's for 11 fights. Meanwhile, you got someone like AJ fighting one fight for $85 million. He gets $85 million the next 2 fights. You know what I mean? That's over 80% of Canelo's contract that he has to fight 10 times for. I think it's 8 now, but still, think about it. That's 4 more years. You know, Fred got pump slapped. Well, I mean, he started talking to a trainer, like a trainer can't fight. Kenny Porter was not that dude. Yes, he got slapped. Yeah, I heard about that with Fred. You know, I think he became too familiar with people that he really don't know. You know, so he shouldn't have done that. But we live and learn. He's a reporter. He blamed, he says that, hey, I'm a millionaire dude. Well, okay. If you're a millionaire, man, like, why are you got to follow people around and get into tussles and fights? And a lot of that goes to ego. Like, let's say he was a millionaire. Why do we got to know that? Who are you really? Are you a politician, which he ran for politician? Did he ran for some type of office or whatever. So he's somewhat of a politician, and we know politicians are people that they will in fact do anything if it's to their advantage. So if he knew, like, hey, let's turn this racial, let's do this, let's Joshua Coon, let's call Eddie Hearn a slave master, let's do that shit. you know But what didn't help was Barry Hearn saying we were the slave masters, because we know they were going to take that shit out of context. But, you know, they hate Eddie Hearn for what reason? Because he's white. That's shitty. He's offering fucking high career paydays to people and hate him. And people want, and look, here's the thing. Can we say this? Can we say that maybe a lot of fighters that don't sign with Eddie Hearn are not signing with him, and they're turning down career high payday money because they are racist themselves, because they don't want to be looked at through their other fighters and peers as that guy that been a sellout because they signed to a white guy? They don't want to be Danny Jacobs. No, not Jacob Vargas, but Jesse Vargas, Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean? They don't want to be those guys. You know. Now I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that as far as Danny Jacobs. But if you notice, you don't see those guys really reporting Danny Jacobs like they normally do other people and other fighters. They go for the network of PBC because Al Heyman, it runs PBC, and Al Heyman's a black guy. That's it. He's a black American. All right. Well, that's why they do that. So they cater to that demographic because of that reason, and they shouldn't do that, man. Boxing should be boxing. Stay national, if anything. Stay American. Caleb Plant, Sweet Hands. He's a white dude. He promoting him. You know what I mean? He like the Eminem of boxing right now. He's undefeated. Nobody beat him. You know what I mean? He beat Uskatek. He surprised the shit out of me. He made a believer out of me. That's on the PBC side. Why don't they promote that guy? And anyway, it is. He's like the John B of boxing. You know what I mean? Dylan Vasey, kind of punch to you, brother. I'm just trying to say, they're just trying to show people the facts. Like, if they felt that way, they were looking for it. And AJ is soaring. $85 million. Blue Blood Sports TV even tried to break that shit down. He's really not making $85 million. After the taxes and everything, he ain't bringing home 85. Motherfucker, he had to make it so they could take it. He knows that. Anybody with sense, common sense, knows how the more you make, the more they take. Okay, so let's stop. When he made the $85 million, he tried his best to discredit that fucking $85 million. Okay, fine, wonderful. Let's do the same thing to Deontay Wilder's $4 million that he made his last fight. Let's do that then. And okay, let's do it to the pay-per-view sales, which the network is going to take 50%. Do that. Why didn't he break that down? Why didn't he make it a comparison? No, because he wanted to show people that Anthony Joshua didn't make the amount of money that is already it's already quoted and out there of how much money he made. That wasn't Anthony Joshua saying that. Anthony Joshua never goes on saying, hey, I made $85 million. He never said that. It's Forbes and other sources that say, hey, this motherfucker made a whole bunch of money, but it ain't him that's bragging about the stuff. Okay? It's not him that's doing that. You know why, though? Let me tell you why. Because people that make money don't have to brag about the money that they make. Just like a famous person, don't ever have to say, hey man, I'm so and so. I was in this, I was in that, I was in some. You don't have to say any of that shit. You should just let people figure that out. And when they figure that out, because you're so used to people knowing you already are, because you don't have to proclaim you already are. The best quote I can tell you guys, if you guys are a Game of Thrones fan, let me tell you, Tywin Lannister said it best when he was talking to Joffrey. He said, a guy that has to say that I'm a king is no king. So you can relate that quote to a lot of things. Rich people don't say, hey, I'm rich. Look at me. Look at my car. Look at my jewels. Look at my bling bling. Look at my money. I got to throw this shit around to show people who I am. They don't have to do that. Rich people already know I'm rich and I don't have to prove that shit to no one. You know what I mean? That's why Anthony Joshua was like, I don't give a shit about, I don't want people to know that I make a lot of money. Right? I don't want people to know I make a lot of money, but I ain't going to get fucked at the same time. It is what it is. LeBron 98-17. It's facts, man. I'm trying to put, put facts. They say, oh shit, calls Billy Joe Saunders a cherry pick. But Eubank, who lost to Billy Joe Saunders, isn't a cherry pick. That smarty pants. You damn right. That's a great look. That is a great saying. Now make that shit make sense. You call Billy Joe Saunders a cherry pick, but then yet Chris Eubank Jr. isn't. And and he lost to Billy Joe. And I'm gonna tell you why that is, because Chris Eubank Jr. is with PBC. They're politicians and racist. That's all they are. That's it. That's all they are. Wings of Richard. It's not canceled, as far as I know, unless they just canceled the shit. But it's not canceled. Winston Smith. Skills beat aggression. It can beat aggression. It's just the skills have to be constantly applied to beat aggression, because someone like Deontay Wilder does have aggression as well as power. And that's what someone has to learn in order to beat him. I'm waiting for that day because I want people to respect the sweet science of this boxing game. Respect the sweet science. Luis Ortiz showed it for 7 rounds until he got knocked out. Tyson Fury, showed it for 12 rounds until he went down twice. Okay? And gave him an excuse. Kane Dawson, do you a favor. What's that? Oh, what's up, brother? Sweet science. Absolutely. He showed that. Lee Rowe in the house. Counterpunch to you, brother. He showed the sweet science. That's what he showed people. And people had, and it's funny, people had split decisions. They had different opinions about it. Like once, like Andre Ward, oh man, it was best. It was good. It was sweet science. It was boxing. It was a boxing lesson. Then he went from that, like, oh man, he's running around the ring and this, that, and the other. Like, damn, he's not good enough. Think Fury may have a small injury. And it's like, if you have a small injury though, why would you limp the way he was limping? That's my only problem. Like, and then you wanted people to show it. Boxing is mental, right? It's what you do inside and outside the ring. In other words, let's look at it like this. If you are a fighter and you are training, why would you want someone to show or to see that you're injured or you? What advantage would that give the fighter? I guess if you're still going to fight, that you're okay. Maybe. That's the only reason. But then I'm like, you're never supposed to show a fighter that you're injured, that you have problems, that there is something that you have to overcome, unless it was something that was going to benefit you. Now, let's hope that's what Tyson Fury's doing. It could be. Wilder is Julian Jackson. Who the hell is Julian Jackson? Okay. Robert Thorpe. Fury doesn't want this fight if he loses he loses an American dream over. Well, obviously the way they're promoting it, well, the way Tyson Fury is promoting it, Deontay Wilder's going back the opposite end. He's trying to pretend, or he's making it seem like Tyson Fury was 100% when he fought. He already knocked out Tyson Fury, and he's going to knock him out quicker. I'm like, okay, well, why are we doing these redos? But the ankle is an issue because you use your feet all fight long. Yeah, he's going to need that shit. That's why it's a problem. That's why it's a problem. Let's say that knockout shit in the second round don't work. Let's say it don't work. Then what? Then what happens? Then what happens with that point? Okay, all right. I can't knock this motherfucker out because he's tough. Now what am I gonna do? What am I going to do now? Use my legs, box, know what I know how to do best. You know, okay, Sugar Hill, this didn't work. This motherfucker's still on his feet after 2 rounds. What do I do now? What do I do now? Okay. I use my fucking legs. I box in person. Oh, but my fucking ankle's fucked up. What are we gonna do? You know? No. Fury's playing mind games. Let's hope so, Mark Jones. Let's hope so. No, Julian Jackson. I'm sorry. Yeah. The heavyweight, the knockout artist. Yeah, you know what? That's right. That's right. Sorry, I had a brain fart. I'm thinking about Julian Williams. That's what I thought you thought was thinking about. But yeah. Tone Toledo. I stand counterpunched. Yes, Julian Jackson. You fucking right. Fucking the hammers. He will knock you out. The funniest shit I ever seen Julian Jackson do when he hit a dude. He hit him, and then he kind of gestured that the person was gonna go down with his glove, and the motherfucker fell just when he was gesturing he was gonna fall. That was some funny shit. No, I stand corrected. Absolutely. Absolutely. T-Tone, Toledo, 1965. African Gunji, 65. From the motherlands. Kurt versus White. Kurt Wilder. Wilder versus White. Who wins? I don't know. Because I know if anything, White's going to take it to Fury. It ain't going to be something. And if they already sparred, which they did before, those mean something because they already know what you can do, what your punching power is. The only difference is they have different gloves on and they have protection. Okay. Now this is the serious play. You know, when sparring, it was less serious. In the ring, without with full contact, it's very more serious. Okay. You're still getting hit though. Make no mistake about it. It's the same person. They do the same habits. It's people that, people show us who they are, especially in sparring. Sparring is one of those situations where you can get a good feel of what a person will do, how they start off, how they feel you out, what they do when they feel you out. Do they just use a jab? Did they, do they check hook? What do they do? Do they move around? What do they do? Okay. Do they grab immediately because they want to figure you out? It's a lot of things that people do in sparring that they're gonna duplicate when they get in the ring. So yeah, when you knock the person out in sparring, that gives you great confidence because I can do that shit again. Now, can that person learn? That's up to that person. That doesn't guarantee that that person's gonna learn anything. Ask Sugar Shane Mosley when he fought Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest already beat Sugar Shane. Guess what? Sugar Shane got his ass whooped from Vernon Forrest both times professionally. Same thing for De La Hoya and Shane. Sugar Shane beat De La Hoya when they fought in the amateurs. Okay? Okay. Sugar Shane was a couple years older. I think he was 14. De La Hoya was 12. Now this goes back, and people are like, what do that got to do with fucking when did they fight? What happened? Sugar Shane beat him both times. That's what I'm telling you guys. That means something. Sparring means something. That all really sparring is amateur like is an amateur like platform. You got gear on, you got certain type gloves, right? That's all it really is. It's just an amateur bout. That's it. They call it practice. But you think these guys aren't punching each other? You think this shit is not legit? We come on now. We got to stop using sparring as it's practice. Yes, it's practice, right? But that don't mean you won't get your ass beat in sparring. In fact, what happened late last year to the Australian fighter? God bless the dead. He died from a fucking punch to the body. So yes, you think it's not contact when you're dealing with sparring? Sparring is some real shit. It's just cushioned. You know what I mean? Hate to use the analogy, but hey, that's just like your girl coming to you and saying, you know what, you cheated on me. It wasn't cheating. It wasn't cheating. I used the rubber. What? You know what I mean? I mean, think about it. I mean, come on now, you know. Thank you, T-Tone Toledo. Thank you for your support and stay tuned. Stay tuned, brother. The GOAT, Roy Jones, said he would never spar a potential opponent because sparring matters. It does matter. Witness truth. In fact, you know why he has a grudge against fucking Lou Del Valle? People don't know who that was. He was a Puerto Rican fighter, and he was the only guy, up until that point, the only guy to drop Roy Jones Jr., hit him with a body shot. Roy Jones fell. It was the first recorded knockdown Roy Jones had. Facts. Why? Lou Del Valle knew who he was. Roy Jones Jr. didn't know this motherfucker wanted to fight him. That's why he had a problem. Roy Jones is a man. He ain't backing down from no fighter because that's Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr. I fight anybody. They want to get in the ring with me. I'm going to show who I am because I'm from the P-Town, Pensacola in the house, baby. And if they want to come see me. I'm going to tap that ass. I'm going to tap that ass as many times they come into the ring because I'm Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot. That's Roy. If I could hang out with any boxer, it'd probably be Roy Jones Jr. Now, I could learn so much, just listening to him talk. He loves to fish. I used to live in Pensacola, too, and it was funny. I was like thinking, because downtown, they have a beautiful downtown there, and they have, like, at the docks, they have a port there. So, you can rent, tools for fishing and stuff like that, tackles and such, and, it's cool. But he has 2 houses in Pensacola, recordedly. You know what I mean? But he's cool. I like the way he talks. I like the way he used to balance Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant when they used to talk a bunch of bullshit. And Roy was that balance, So, I think that's a good punch by Canelo. Well, actually, Jim, the Sugar Shane Mosley got his own combinations in there. So he was the balance, he was the voice that mattered for the other side of things when everybody was kissing this one person's ass because they were that favorite fighter. Roy Jones Jr. was that person that balanced it out. That's what I loved about Roy. And he didn't give a shit on what they thought. He didn't, So neither did Bernard to a certain degree, So White is 2 stones overweight at the moment. He will not step in. No, Dillian Vassie, great counter, and I'm glad someone brought that up. That's why Dillian White is on the redemption list. He's 3rd on the list for a reason, people. Okay? Because Dillian White doesn't learn to discipline himself in between fights. His lifestyle, I think he's a fucking a glutton, I think he's a glutton. He's a kind of dude that when he's fighting, he's a beast. But when he's not fighting in between fights, I think he's like just this fucking dude that loves to fucking eat. You know what I mean? I think he loves to eat and just don't give a shit. Philly cheese steaks and pizza and other bullshit that blows him up. And he doesn't really, limit himself, discipline himself, eat in moderation, I don't think he does that. I don't think he has that ability. That's why he's on that list. He ain't lost since he got, lost to Joshua, but he's on that list because he, first of all, he should have fought Joshua. Second of all, he blew up and wasn't ready for a particular fight, so he's not ready for this fight. So no, he's not a good fill-in. You know, I would love to see someone like Oscar Rivas. That would be a good fight. You know what I mean? But the politics come into play. Oscar Rivas is a top ranked fighter, right? Or is he? Is he a top ranked fighter? I'm not sure. I think he's a top ranked fighter though. I know he fought White, but he knocked out Jennings, upset Jennings, and I don't know what platform he fought under. I don't know. White should be next. No, he's not in condition. I just got through saying that. He's not in condition. He's not going to be in condition. He's that type of dude. He doesn't know the importance of staying in shape. Okay, he doesn't know that. He hasn't learned that. Like, he needs to learn, like, hey, I got to stay ready because I know I'm a guy that doesn't have the benefits like Joshua, White, you know what I mean? Those Usyk, those guys. He isn't that guy. He's brash. He's street. He says whatever's on his mind. He's not the favorite as far as like networks and stuff like that. He doesn't have endorsements or shit like that. He has fans because of his roughhouse style, the way he fights. But at the end of the day, he doesn't stay in shape in between, so he can't fill in for shit, And he has a lot of people against him, right? Deontay Wilder hater counterpunch boxing. David Robert. Okay, whatever. Now, I'm hating on Wilder. Wilder should love himself more by fighting the best people. Hey Kurt, big out from Scotland. Wilder should fight one of the WBC's top 15. Yeah, he could do that. But then that would mean that would go against mandatories. That would be considered like a mandatory because those are the people that he should be fighting. He ain't fought those people. It is what it is. He kind of apologized after the fight for not being in shape. Yeah, he did, Jim. He did. But then, let's see if he improves. Let's see if he gets off that redemption list. In fact, I have one more person to put on the list. I haven't decided who that was, but it's only going to be 5 people on the redemption list. I don't want that to be a long list of people that's on that. I hate Wilder. Tell him to fight some damn body. I don't hate Wilder. I just want him to fight some damn body. See, people think I hate on Wilder. I don't hate on Wilder. I want Wilder to impress me. Impress me. Remember Mike Tyson? I'm coming for you, Lennox. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Lennox. I want to eat your children. My style is impregnable. I want to eat your kids. But what happened? That fight happened though, didn't it? It was no bullshit in between, oh, I broke my back, so I can't fight. Oh, he's with another network, so I can't fight. Pull a fucking Errol Spence. I ain't fighting on ESPN at all. What fucking difference does it make if they offered you $10 million, jerk off? That just shows me, are you a fucking, what are you, a slave? What is that? Why are you, oh, I'm not fighting on them at all. Oh, regardless of what they offer you? You're not a businessman. You're a slave. Because that means you are bound by a particular network, regardless of what another network gives you, and you call that integrity. That's not integrity. That's fucking ignorant bullshit decisions that you made for yourself. So let's stop. Boxing politics is bullshit. You know what I mean? And Mikey Garcia is proving these motherfuckers like, dude, I'm gonna go where the money's at. So that's what it is. I'm gonna go where the money's at. Fuck everything else. And you know what? Is maybe these guys aren't even slaves. Maybe they're just fucking. They think they're bound to a certain guy because he's smart, but they're not as smart as him, so they don't know how to make their own decisions. If that makes sense to people, they think, well, I'm gonna deal with Al Heyman because Al Heyman's smart. Okay, genius. If you were smart, Al Heyman ain't never. I repeat, ain't never gave you the money that you were offered with this other network. So it just questions ask you. Either you're stupid enough not to take it because you don't know how to make your own decisions, or you're afraid to fight that particular person. So that's why you're not going to go for that gusto, and you're comfortable and complacent of what that smart guy, which is Al Heyman, gives you, or you can't do shit because he has some type of underground ass contract for you. And if you do sign with that particular person, he's gonna break your fucking legs, or something bad's gonna happen to you. Like a wreck that happened you're in a wreck that flipped 9 times. Ooh, ouch. The Bane 1986. What's up, brother? Just heard of this. What the fuck? No June Kodo. It's still on as far as I know. It's still on. It's just Fury did not look good, and he limped in a public area, and I don't know why. Tell Fury to lay off the cocaine. Yeah, maybe his fucking foot went numb. Maybe he got a Charlie horse or some shit. Kalnaki, Ruiz, Miller are still American champs. Quack, quack, Wilder. Anthony Joshua, #1. To see Klitschko come back against Wilder. I would like to see that shit too. I'd like to see Klitschko come back anyway. And what if Klitschko waited until he just got older than George Foreman? Just got older than George Foreman, and then guess what he did? He got older than George Foreman and beat George Foreman's record. Ooh, George Foreman wouldn't be the oldest heavyweight champion in the world no more. It would be Vladimir Klitschko. You look at Klitschko though. Klitschko ain't that type of dude that stays out of shape, right? Peace and blessings to you, Kurt. Muhammad Ali, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. The same. Peace and blessings to you. Teslim Collins, counterpunch to you too, brother. Could the Fury be playing mind games? Victor Bada, he could be. He could be playing mind games. It does remind me of a time where Bernard Hopkins, he was fighting a fighter called Antoine Eccles. If you guys can remember that, it was some real dirty ass fighting in that. And Antoine Eccles took him and slammed him on the ground. And fucking Bernard just, he pretended that his arm was fucked up. So he was just using his left, the whole time. And something kind of snapped and he kind of, you know what I mean? It was all antics though. Because he had Antoine Eccles thinking, and then what he wanted to do, he wanted the referee to take the points away. And he took those points away. And then, and then of course, with Bernard, I don't think his arm was hurt like he claimed. But he did stop Antoine Eccles. I think they fought 3 times. It was those Showtime fights when Showtime really wasn't that premier. They always had their guys, though. You know what I mean? Like they had Tyson, they had Julio Cesar Chavez, they had Felix Trinidad, Bernard Hopkins fought on there, Antoine Eccles, guys like that. Brittany Devine. Kurt, I like you, Mimic. You're too funny. Damn, I'm always late. What's up, Kurt? You the man. Thank you, Brittany Devine. Yeah, I try to keep it real, man. I just, chilling on this Sunday. Bro, who do you want to win out of Wilder Fury? Keep it real. You know who I want to win out of Wilder Fury? I don't care. I don't care, June, because a part of me, I don't want Wilder to lose. A part of me don't want Wilder to lose. I don't want him to lose. I want him to fight the best. I think Tyson Fury is a good fighter, but then he's good at what he does. But I don't want him to lose to Fury. Why? Because I don't want Fury. We don't know what Fury's gonna do. Now, look, I want whoever to win to fight. If you're not intending on fighting Joshua, And that's why I don't want to root for someone. Because then if I root for someone, I'm saying, okay, Deontay's going to fight Joshua because he said it. Don't wait, make the date. I'm taking out Fury, then I'm coming for your ass, Joshua, in a hurry. Right? And if that fight doesn't happen, then I'll feel played. You know? And I'm like, damn, I went for that asshole because I thought he was actually going to do what he said he's going to do. Tyson Fury, now, he gave me some indication that he will not fight. He'll help Andy Ruiz get his belts back. But then yesterday on IFL TV, he said, hey, I want to fight Wilder, then Joshua, then White. So I'm like, okay, well, good. So if they're both intending on fighting Joshua, the unified champion of the world, the two-time unified champion of the world, so be it. I don't give a shit who wins. But honestly, I always wanted to see the Wilder Joshua fight to see how that would pan out. Will Wilder hit him and just knock him the fuck out, or will Joshua outbox him and then later on stop him? We don't know. It was always the question mark. It was never the fact that I just was certain. I thought that Joshua could outbox him because Joshua he's a better boxer than a lot of these guys. Right? So I knew that, but then it's always the danger of fighting Wilder with that freakish power that he could just upset that whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? You know, rounds, ding, ding, round one. Joshua. Round six, Joshua. Round seven, Joshua. Round eight, Joshua. Oh, knockout. Oh, massive by Deontay Wilder. Right? So that's always a possibility. That's what makes that fight so intriguing. It ain't the fact that, I know who's a better role model for boxing, but I know Wilder is a guy that he can be liked too. He can be liked. I know he has a lot of haters. So does Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua probably has more haters because he has more fans. You know what I mean? With more fans, you got more haters. You know, look at one of these videos that I post. If it's 10,000 views, you might have fucking 20 people that hate the fucking video, that dislike it. Okay? And you might have 400 people that like the video. Okay? So it is what it is versus if it was less, it would be less. So since Anthony Joshua's that kind of dude that, you know, he has more fans, okay. You know, but I wanted to see, and it's ruined anyway. Why is it ruined? Because Joshua lost. So we could argue if Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder will have his choice and his chance at redemption also. Then he'll know what it's like to be Joshua. He'll know what it's like to say, hey, you know what? I've been beaten. I've been defeated in a fight. So then there'll be 1-1 and whatever. Now, let's say Deontay will have the same journey as Joshua. Let's say he does get beat by Fury and then comes back and beats Fury in the rematch. Okay, that just shows that, hey, I can overcome, I can adapt, I can adjust myself to land the right hand, unlike the second fight, right? So maybe he might have a situation like that where he has to overcome something. And that's really what I'm interested in also. I want to see how Deontay Wilder takes defeat. I want to see how Tyson Fury takes defeat. But something tells me Fury would do a lot better than Deontay Wilder because I can see Fury. I think he was the better man tonight. He caught me with that freakish power. And if he, like I said, I promised you guys, if I was stupid enough to let him hit me, he hit me. But it takes skill to hit a guy like the Gypsy King. I'm slippery like a fish. You know, all that shit. Right? He's able to do a Keith Thurman like announcement and presentation, right? And speech. That's the word I'm looking for. He's willing to do that speech to save face. But Deontay Wilder, I don't know how he would really take that, honestly, to get beat by Fury. You know, I don't know how he would psychologically, because he's an emotional guy and he couldn't land that punch that he's so accustomed to landing. How would that affect him? You know what I mean? Ricky Torre. Slippery like a fish. That's what he said. I'm slippery like a fish. He won't be able to beat me. I want all these guys to fight each other. I remember how. Who are we talking about? Okay, Mayweather, Pacquiao. I remember these guys fought all the same guys. That's what I want for the heavyweight division. I want like you look at Floyd. Floyd fought Cotto. Floyd fought Canelo. Floyd fought Mosley. Juan Manuel Marquez. Um, he fought a lot of guys. So did Manny Pacquiao. Fought the similar guys. They have a lot of common opponents. But we don't have that, not so much in the heavyweight division. We don't have Joshua fighting Ortiz, you know? We don't have him, even though he's fought guys. He's fought Dominic Brazil, he's fought Charles Martin, right? Those are PBC guys. But we don't really know. We don't really know how these guys will match up. I think it's more Joshua submitting. He fought Ruiz twice. He's a PBC guy, but we don't really see Deontay doing the same thing. And that's another strike against Wilder. Deontay should be able to fight these guys just like Joshua was able to fight those PBC guys. You see what I'm saying? It's like it shouldn't be Wilder. I fought Ortiz, Fury. Fuck. Why? What is this stuttering? What the fuck are we doing? Like, why haven't we seen you fight these guys that are from Matchroom? There's a lot of boxers over there, man. You know how many boxers they got over there? He could knock out. Those are a lot of fighters. Why are you sticking to your stable and not challenge yourself to the utmost? That's my problem with Wilder. I want Joshua to fight Ortiz. Why? I want to see the styles. Why? Because Ortiz can fucking box. Ortiz is a better boxer than Wilder. Anthony Joshua is a better boxer than Wilder. Right? I want to see Anthony Joshua's style matching that Cuban style. Always wanted to see it. Because, see, what makes Luis Ortiz dangerous is his counterpunching ability, and he could hit you with punches that you don't see. Ask Wilder. Okay? Wilder got hit with that right hook, followed with that left. He did not see that shit. That's why he stumbled around and got the shit beat out of him, and he got battered around the ring. Okay? Yeah, I want to see those fights. I want to see everyone fight everyone. Then we'll see. Okay, who then? That's why with Floyd and Manny, there was no point of who's the best, and we got to see, because it wasn't guys that they didn't fight. They had common opponents. We know what Manny would do with Ricky Hatton. We know what Floyd will do with Ricky Hatton. Okay, Sugar Shane Mosley the same way, Oscar De La Hoya the same way, Cotto the same way. We didn't have to worry about those guys fighting those other guys because those guys have already fought those other guys already. That's what made them great. That's what made the fight complete. That's what made people pay $100 for that fight and break records, break the record of the highest most paid and bought fucking fight of history, boxing history. What is it, 4.6 million? Right? So it is what it is. That's what I want from the heavyweight division. It's a bunch of bullshit over there. Wilder don't want to fight him. He don't want to fight Parker. He don't want to fight White. He don't want to fight Chisora. None of those dudes. That would make his record known. He's like, man, Wilder knocking these motherfuckers out. Why ain't he doing that? He's fighting motherfuckers that people either tell him he can fight or he's allowed to fight. He's scared. You can say that. You can say, oh man, he's scared. He's scared of those guys. He's scared of White. But is he even allowed to fight White? That would be a different story if he couldn't even fight White because who he's advised by, right? It is what it is. And everybody's over there is complaining about everybody over there is complaining about Wilder. you know, and him not fighting White. Well, shit, can he even fight White? And another question is, does he even really want to fight White? Because there's another problem with Wilder and Hearn. He hates Hearn. You know, he's too fucking emotionally involved. And that's another problem I think that is. I think the Wilder needs to understand, like, dude, you need to get off that emotional, girly ass, feminine bullshit, you know, of, oh, I don't like them. If you don't like them, beat them. Not if you can't beat them, join them. No, if you don't like them, beat them. That should be Deontay Wilder's motto. Eliminate all threats, people. Remember the video. Okay? Yes, and that's the problem, Terry. He's fought a lot of people we ain't never fucking heard of. We will never hear about. He's fought a lot of them motherfuckers. And that's the problem. That is the problem. Who have you beat versus who the hell are these people that you beat? Who are you going to fight to make your resume worth a shit? And it's a lot of them. You know what you call that? A padded resume. A padded resume. Clean the division and make us believers. Absolutely. Clean out the fucking division and make us believers. Make me believe that you are the baddest man on the planet. Jim Brown, great counterpunch. That's all you need to do. No, Tall Short won. It is not canceled. It is not canceled. It is not. It is not fucking canceled. You know, the question is, will it be canceled? That's the question. Will it be canceled? Let's see. Wilder turned down $100 million and accepted $3 million. Okay, all right. Well, Scance rants. Uh, that's absolutely false. How is it false? That's what he received. That motherfucker received $3 million from Fox after Showtime dropped him because they didn't want his fucking fight on their network no more. That's facts. That is a fact. Okay? So tell me how that false. We don't know how those fights did. He ain't got that much more. He might have made $3 or $4 million more. He might have ended up with $8 million. Some bullshit like that. Compared to 100 million. Come on, man. Let's stop that. And you know why I'm going so hard on the 100 million? Because the same motherfuckers that roll with Wilder talked all this shit about Anthony Joshua with the 50 million. And he just made 85 million. So guess what? Who in their path of decisions ventured out better? Sure, Joshua took a loss, but financially, who fucking ended up better? Right? Who made the best decision? Joshua. Why? Because he's already making that amount of money. Hell, he made 35 when he lost. Then he made 85 when he won. Right? Come on now. Let's see. Lots of boxing politics. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. 50 million email with a 24-hour deadline. Yeah, you know that was some bullshit too, man. Come on, you don't do that. You know, that's a contract, man. $50 million email. You know what that shit sounds like? That sounds like a fucking false ass email you can get from Nigeria. Anybody ever got them Nigerian ass emails? Right? That that when you get them, it's like, hello, you have won $1 million, but you have to send us 75,000 to release the funds. That bullshit. Anybody ever got those letters in the mail? You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. Some old fraud bullshit, right? Dilly and Vasa, you know what I'm saying? They got a school over there that specializes. You can go there and makes you create false checks and documentation and shit like that, and how to word shit and then send it over to America. And it's sad because it's naive people over here, older people that think they actually won. Okay, I got a check back in 2009 one time, and I was broke as shit, and I had a check that came into the mail. It was like for like 4,000, like $4,300. And then the thing was like, hey, you know what I mean? This is to inform you that you have won like 50 grand, but we're sending you this check. So we need you to take this check in good faith, send to your bank, and then pay off the amount of funds it takes to release the amount of money that you won. I'm like, what the fuck? I was happy at first because a lot of times when you're broke, you want to believe that type shit. But when you start thinking with common sense, like, why would you have to release? Why don't you just send it all and I'll pay you the money when I get all the money? You know? So what I did was I took the shit to the bank. It was a bank that I ain't have shit in. I didn't have shit in the bank anyway. I was broke. So what I did, I said, okay, well, let me do this. Let me take this fucking certified ass check. It was a certified check, right? It was some old catch me if you can shit. It was legitimate. But when I took it to the bank and I said, I'm going to deposit it, and I was going, and if it would have cleared, sure, I would have been like, fuck it. I was just going to take the 4,000 and step and walk. But that didn't happen. That bank teller brought my ass to the back. The bank, she looked at the check. She looked at me. She looked at the check. She says, okay, Mr. DeVille, can you excuse me for a minute? She left. She leaves, right? She waits about 5 minutes. She comes back with a manager. The manager's like, Mr. DeVille, can you come with me for a second? So he came with me, and here I am in the fucking office, right? And he's like, where did you get this check? I said, well, it was mailed to me because I was supposed to want a certain money. He said, look, this is a fraudulent check, and a lot of people are getting had by this motherfucker, okay? And what they want you to do, they want you to deposit the check hoping that you would have that same amount of money in there so you can send them that money back so they can get your money. And then if you open a wireless transaction, they can take money whenever they want to. That's what this shit reminds me of. You have 24 hours to come get the fuck out of here. You ain't serious about no fight if you want a limitation on it. How serious you are if you're not trying to legitimately want someone, like they're going to just, 50 million. Dude, I made 30 million my last fight. In 2 fights, I can make the amount of money that you want me to fucking jump over the moon for. Sell my soul for. Get out of here, man. I don't want no more, man. Because, it's common sense. And everybody that don't want to look in and realize that, you know what, they're biased, they're either racist, or they don't like Anthony Joshua because of what we already talked about. They hate who his promoter is because his promoter don't look like him. That's just fact. That's, it's crazy. Jason Landers, that was crazy shit, and I was heartbroken over the shit because I wanted that money, but it was fake. As a matter of fact, I had a chick I used to date. This motherfucker's hair and makeup, right? And she had a deal in Tennessee. She had a job in Tennessee, and she was like, me, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I have a job." It was for a Coca-Cola commercial, so she thought, right? For a Coca-Cola commercial. Treast 805, thank you for the super chat. Kurt, I love Tyson Fury and Errol Spence Jr. impressions. Can you do one of them challenging each other to a street fight? You got it. I got to finish the story real quick. Tristan. Now, this is what happened. This is what happened. I thought about it because she says, oh, they just need me to send the money back to them because they already sent me a check and I just deposited. I'm going to send them the money back so they can send me the rest. And I thought about the shit. And then when I thought about it, I was like, fuck that. That don't make sense. So what I did was I ended up calling her and I with her. And then she didn't answer. So she didn't call me back till like an hour later because her ass was fucking to the bank doing all this bullshit. And I called her. I said, hey, what are you doing? I said, April, what are you doing? She was like, I just went to the bank and sent the money. I cashed the check and I sent the money off because I had a friend of mine that approved the check, even though you're supposed to wait 3 fucking days for it to clear. That's why it's not good to have friends all the time, right? So she says, oh, well, I got it and everything. And, and I said, dude, wait a minute. Where is the commercial at? Where's this Coca-Cola commercial at? Oh, it's in a hotel lobby in a convention center hall in a hotel. So I called the hotel, like, boom. Hey, you guys have a fucking Coca-Cola event there? No. Motherfucker, you been had. She was like, oh my God. See, fraudulent shit speaks for itself. It does. You know, if it don't look right, it don't sound right, use your common sense. Don't fuck with it. They did the right thing. Don't fuck with it. You tried to fucking call a bluff, which you did not have the money for. Then they turned around and offered you the money for it, and you couldn't take it because I don't think it was for them at that time. You know. Uh, let's see, Errol Spence Jr. impersonations challenging each other. You know, man, I can see Errol Spence telling Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury, I can get up to 185. I know you big and everything like that, but I think I can knock you the fuck out because I got power in my hands, especially at 180. I think I can knock your ass out because all you do is really throw a lot of arm punches and you can't hurt me. Shit, I'm the bad. Look, I didn't survive a wreck. Hell, I'm a savage. You can't fuck with me. You know. Oh, you little shithouse! I tell you something. You're an ungrateful little shithouse. I was gonna wreck my car and you wrecked yours, and you know what? You're nothing. You're nothing to me. You're just a PBC faggot. I'll mop you up, you and three other people that look like you. Why don't you cut your hair? You look like a Charlo. Oh man. Kurt, that was late, and I'd like to ask you again, why was the topic named like this? It was named like this because it's a question. It's just a question. That's all it is, a question. Will the fight happen? Because Tyson Fury is walking around in public limping. That's not a good sign. I don't care who you are, that is not a good sign. Okay? And this is a combined network fight. And they got one of the competitors, one of the champions, the lineal champion, walking around limping. Why is he limping like that? Come on now. It's a legitimate question. That's all it is a question. Is it a statement? No, it's a question. If AJ accepted $50 million, would he be taking losses if he fought for 85? I don't know. Because Jamie, I think that what they would try to do, they would try to bullshit and they wouldn't give him the money. Because I think they were banking on the money that they were going to receive from either BT Sports or from some other outfit. But they were hoping that they would win. They were banking everything off if Wilder won. You know? But then I think they weren't really keen on Joshua saying yes. So the fact that he didn't say yes, because he said yes at first, but then they started asking questions that they really weren't ready for. Then they were like, oh, he was scared. He didn't want the money. He was a coward. He didn't step up. But Tyson Fury did. Tyson Fury, you stepped up. Joshua, you didn't. you know. Yeah, they would have sued him, Antonio Matthews. Hold on just a second. Okay, guys, welcome back. I thought AJ couldn't fight on BT anyways. Read it somewhere. Can't remember where though. It's not. You see, he just signed a contract. He re-signed Brittany. He re-signed it with a contract with Sky Sports. He re-signed with them. I think it was beginning of 2018 or late 17. I think it was 18, and he signed with Sky Sports exclusively with Sky Sports. So people know what exclusive means, and they received that offer from Wilder through an email, but then they weren't sure. Like when Eddie Hearn asked for proof, he didn't ask for proof of funds at the beginning. He was like, "Okay, we're interested. Send us the terms." And then the first strike was, "No, we're not. You got to tell us that you accept the fight first." You know what I mean? Instead of them saying, "Great, you're interested. Okay, let's sit down. You fly over. We're gonna go over the term." No, they didn't do that. They were acting like bitches. You know what I mean? It's almost like a chick telling you, "You know what? I want to get with you tonight." Okay, but tell me you're gonna be with me forever first. What? I'm not gonna really do that until. I know it's a bad analogy, but I mean it's like one of those things. you know, so it's it's them saying, "Hey, do this, or we won't give you that." It doesn't matter. Like if the terms were in existence, what's wrong with just sending the terms over if you were serious about negotiating? I just didn't understand that. You know, Alu Baker, hello from the UK, counterpunch to you. There isn't a man born from his mother that can beat Tyson Fury. Because he says, "There's only one Tyson Fury." How you like about that, Deontay? If he beats Fury, have AJ walk in the ring with a certified check for half of the purse, though, then watch the fireworks. Wow, that's big. That would be a trip if Joshua showed up. You know, Wilder, let's go, baby, let's go. Jamie, an offer and a contract are two different things. Yes, Scance Ranch, you know that. An offer and a contract are two different things. You are a special type of casual. You're absolutely like what? Like okay, Scance Ranch. What's your counterpunch on this? No, true, not true, Kurt. Finkel said accept the offer, meaning accept the $50 million as proper compensation. Then the fight would be negotiated. Okay, why couldn't they sit down and talk about the terms of the $50 million? Do you understand what that could mean? Okay, well, yes, everyone had already accepted that. Anthony Joshua said, "Let's roll." Remember when Deontay Wilder said, I sent your promoter what you asked for, $50 million. If you would take the fight, if you a man of your word, you would accept it. Anthony Joshua said, "Let's roll." Eddie Hearn's in with Eddie Finkel. Okay, that's where the problem lied. Okay, the problem lied like this. It was like this. It was like Joshua said, "Let's roll." He's the fighter. Wilder's the fighter. Shelly Finkel was like, "No, accept the terms." Like what the hell? You mean accept the terms? Andre Trucker World, my brother, keep speaking the truth. That $50 million was a legit counterpunch in respect. Counterpunch to you, Anthony Tucker, or should I say Anthony? Andrew Tucker and Andrew Tucker's World. Counterpunch to you. Thank you for your support. And no, I don't think it was real. I don't think it was genuine. Let's just say that. I don't think it was genuine. I don't think Shelly Finkel really wanted to deal with Eddie Hearn regarding this fight. I don't think he wanted to deal with that fight. I don't know what Deontay Wilder intended, you know what I mean? But I don't think he wanted to deal with Eddie Hearn. I think he hated Eddie Hearn, and he has Deontay Wilder hating Eddie Hearn. Therefore, Deontay hates him through somebody else's beef. I honestly believe that. Unless Deontay Wilder's a racist. I don't think Deontay Wilder's a racist, but he does talk some shit sometime to make you think that people are prejudiced against him. That doesn't mean that him himself is a racist, though. So doesn't mean that it's a double-edged sword. But Shelly Finkel, for whatever reason, don't like Eddie Hearn. And I think that's why Deontay Wilder, being so close to his manager, Shelly Finkel, feels the same way. It's easy to do. Let me give you an example. It's almost like your father hating some other family that he can't stand, right? He tells you, he preaches to you, right? He harps on the things that family that he cannot stand done to him over the years. He dies. Okay, then you're left with that. Then what do you decide to do? I remember my father. He couldn't stand the motherfucker. So you know what? I don't like him either. You know, it's one of these situations like that that I think is with Wilder. You know, I think Wilder is a guy that um, Wilder's a guy that pretty much follows the same formation, and I think he agrees with with Shelly Finkel, right? I think he, hears that and like, oh, that's messed up, and a lot of times that's why it's always important to hear both sides. It's always important to hear both sides, you know. He said offers and contracts are two different things. Kurt just said it. You triggered. So, well, yeah. Look, it's like, look, the offers and contracts. They should have had a contract if they were serious about the fight. You know what I mean? I think on both sides, I think that Shelly Finkel does not personally like Eddie Hearn. He doesn't really want to deal with him. You know how we can prove that to be true? Look what happened late 2018. Those guys have tried to sit down with Eddie Hearn and Shelly Finkel were both in New York City. They were talking about meeting in New York, right? That shit was so fucked up, lost in translation. That hey, when Eddie tried to call Shelly, Shelly was like, "Fuck Eddie. I already called Eddie." When Eddie tried to call, it's like these guys. It's almost like you're trying to meet up with somebody, and then you don't like them anyway, so you don't want to really meet them. So you don't meet them. So then what ended up happening? They ended up not even meeting because it was too many failed attempts. You know what I mean? And with that offer, though, that was before any of that other stuff. So they had bad blood. You know, is it similar to Bob Arum and Al Heyman? In a sense, it is. In a sense, it is like similar to those two guys. You know, sort of via some terms. Yeah, you look when you sign for anything, the offer is just the offer. People need to understand. Like Scance Rant said, the offer and fucking a contract are two different things. Fuck the offer if the contract is not behind the offer. The offer has already been accepted publicly. They could have used AJ saying, let's roll with Deontay Wilder's Instagram, right? They could have used that. If we're going to talk about the shit, they could have used AJ said, let's roll. He said $50 million, right? That's why I'm big on people saying what they mean, doing what they say. That's why I counterpunch fucking Anthony Joshua. Why? Because Anthony Joshua said, I'm going to help Tyson Fury. Then later on said, you know what? I regret I said that shit. Well, okay. But you said that shit. You better help him. He offered. He said, oh, of course, AJ, I'll bring you in. You know, right? We don't know what his intentions were when he got his ass over there. But the main point is he went because he said he was going to go because he offered to go. Tyson Fury didn't ask Anthony Joshua that. That's why if you're big on your word, you say what you mean, you do what you say. That's a big thing with me. You know, they say counterpunch these nuts. Whatever. My brother Brandy, much love and respect. my million dollar, my millionaire boxer is better than yours. Was it Fui? Well, shit, we got to see who's better, and not really who's better in retrospect. Who's better at what? Who gets in the ring and who comes out? That's what we look at. Who comes out of that motherfucker? Let's be real. All PBC hype jobs are gonna get beat this year. Well, I tell you this: all PBC guys are gonna be beat this year. That's hiding. That's if they step up. You know, too many paper tigers. Yeah, Good evening from the UK, James AMG. Eddie Hearn offered Wilder by offering him too many highest payday contracts. He should have offered Wilder 2 or 3 million tops. You know what though? He's actually right. I think once you start upping contracts and amounts, you by default are giving that person the legitimacy to ask for more money and automatically raising their profile. So it's Eddie Hearn's fault. He shouldn't have offered that fucking much. Yeah, I would have never offered Deontay Wilder 12.5. I would have offered that motherfucker the same amount of money they offered Andy Ruiz. What's the fucking difference? Why? Because he was a WBC champion? He ain't fought no fucking body. You fought Ortiz. Okay. Ortiz ain't beat nobody to be nobody. I think he has skill and people did avoid him, like Joe Joyce and others. But you know, he's not what did that make Deontay Wilder though? He had a padded resume. It looked good, but who did he fight? He didn't fight nobody. That shit's gonna haunt him until he actually starts fighting people. Now, the ironic thing about it, if he actually starts fighting these guys that he should have fought, how many fights you think he would win? How many fights you think would end up like Tyson Fury's first fight? The pillow puncher, right? I mean, that's the question you ask yourself. Because what happens when a guy's beating a lot of opposition? Look at Triple G, prime example. He was knocking motherfuckers out. Triple G, Triple G, Triple G, right? Until he got in there with Canelo. Somebody he couldn't knock out. Somebody he couldn't land with those big punches that he used to land. Matter of fact, he didn't even go to the body because he was too worried about the upper body movement from Canelo. Right? That shit stopped. Danny Jacobs, same shit. That happened before. Danny Jacobs, then Canelo. Well, what happened? The knockout stopped. When did they come back? Until he started fighting lower opposition again. Come on, people. Come on. That's exactly what happened. Gangster Scotty bottom. No, it's not canceling. Canceling question mark, meaning it's a question, not saying it was canceled. So it's like this, it's like when those people start fighting better fighters, the knockouts stop. So we have to see what Wilder's going to, and that's not a really good thing because if the knockout stops, someone that has the mentality of Wilder, if he cannot knock you out, because this is what Wilder is telling me about him as a fighter. If he can't knock you out, he's not going to win. And there's a lot of fighters that have that mentality. Fernando Vargas did, right? He had some tough fights with Winky Wright, Ike Corte, and in these fights, all were debatable that if he won or not. He got the nod, but those fights were close. Why? Because his opposition was rising. This isn't a fucking old over-the-hill Yori Boy Campus, if you guys remember who that is. I've been watching boxing a long time. It's not a guy like that, okay? He went in there with the Cortez, the Winky Wrights. Then he got the jackpot, fucked around and fought Trinidad, a puncher, okay? And within the first 30 seconds of that fight, we seen, ooh, you're Vargas, you're not in Kansas anymore. Or should I say Oxnard? You're not in Oxnard anymore, Vargas. See, will that happen to Wilder if Wilder steps up in competition? We seen what happened in the Ortiz fight, which was, hey, he showed heart. He showed that, hey, I can overcome and get, recover and knock this motherfucker out. But then, will you do that with White? Will you do that with Chisora? Will you do that with Parker? Somebody that can box, that ain't going to trade with you, that's going to stay away from you, that's faster than you? Okay? Or are you going to do that with these type fighters? Are you going to do that with Usyk? Will you be able to catch Usyk with that right? I know it takes maybe, possibly one, maybe. Not definitely, though. It doesn't mean just because he's landing the right hand, it more than likely, because he does have the power. But Will that happen? Will he go 12 rounds like he did with Fury when these other fighters? These are all legitimate questions you ask yourself. Gangsta Scotty Bottom. I fucking don't either. Counterpunch to you. I don't want to see no trilogy between Triple G and Canelo. Canelo don't want to see that shit either. Canelo didn't want to. He didn't want a rematch. Let's be real. He took that rematch because he know he cheated. Let's be real. He cheated and he needed something to bounce his ass back. Remember, this was before the fucking $365 million contract, people, with the zone. This was before that. He just needed to bounce back. That's why he took the Golovkin fight, and then Golovkin was pissing him off. He's not a real man. He's cheating man. He's not a man. I'll make him good boy. Right? Yeah. No shit. Alu Baker, as far as I know, but again, people, we don't know how Fury is going to be because we know Fury changes like the weather. And if he comes in limping, what else is he going to do? Because people are going to ask him about it, and I don't like how he answered it. Oh, I was just backstage with a bunch of celebrities. No big deal. Why are you limping? We didn't ask you who you were hanging out with back in the fucking back. We asked you, why are you limping? You know? Jay Fooey, Wilder won't take the fight for yet another year. Well, I mean, Wilder gonna do that. If Wilder does that and he waits another year, you know what that means? He was instructed to do that. He was informed to do that. He ain't taking that fight. Let's get 300 likes, people. We got 332 on the chat. Let's get 332. No, that's, I mean, nobody want to see that fucking Golovkin third fight, gangster. Appreciate you, man. I've heard Golovkin, he talks. Then that motherfucker, he can't even speak English no more. Now he has a translator. Like, what the fuck? There's no shit. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck happened? Hello, guys, thank you. ¿Cómo estás? Everyone, Mexican style. Now he leaves he leaves Abel Sanchez. He can't speak English no more. Ain't that a bitch? Buster gave you your Bob Arum voiceover. Counterpunch Boxing. Give us your Bob. Bob Arum, Bob Arum he's a legend. What is he, 86? Right? I'm 86 years old. I got the best boxers in the fucking hit. I got them in the world. I'm still calling the shots. Fuck Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman the Ghost. I don't care about those guys. They can't trump me. Fuck them. I have Lomachenko. I have Terence Crawford. I have all of them. I've got the new UK guy now. They all want me. I got Shakur Stevenson. Who can fuck with Bob? Bob! Let me tell you, this Tyson Fury has not been the same boxer since he fought Deontay Wilder. Ooh, David Robert. You hear this? He hasn't been the same fighter since he fought Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now I'm instigating now because Wilder said that shit. Yeah, and he's a bum too. Sorry, Brittany Devine, he's a fucking bum. He don't know shit about boxing. His father did. We had a drink the other day. Curtis the Zone going down. I don't know, Ricky Torre. I don't know if it is or not. Maybe they ciphered too much money into fucking Canelo, and if they gave Anthony Joshua $85 million, that's a lot of fucking money. He's fought twice since after his drug binge. Do you know Wilder Fury on the card? You know what? Jarrell Miller's supposed to be on it, so he's verbally signed with ESPN. he looked great in the fight straight after, so it didn't make any sense. So is the fight not happening? Kurt, you really need a boxing talk show on network TV. You crack me up, brother. Respect. Robski. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. If I could dedicate the time for it, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that would be something that I would love to do. That would be great, you know? But hey, sky's the limit. Fuck it. I forgot to take it off. AJ's purse came from the Saudis, Sky and the Zone, not all from the Zone. Yeah, I think they contributed, but I'm thinking like, what part did the Saudis pay? You know, Badu Jack is overrated. Do you plan to release Fury versus Wilder prediction video in some time near the fight? I'm glad you said that, Martin. Andreas Martin. Yes. You know what? I think I'm gonna drop it late this month. Late this month or at the beginning of next month. Because I thought about it this morning, like, hey, I got to get that out. But you know, I will have it out. Yes. So to answer your question, absolutely. They aged Triple G out. Antonio Matthews. Now that is that is something that I believed. I believed that De La Hoya, and Team Canelo, I think they did what they needed to do with Golovkin because Golovkin was that guy. But here's the problem: we'll never know that. It'll always be a theory. But he did fight Golovkin at what, 35, 36? Right? He fought him at 36 because they were 37 by the time they fought the next year. So, yeah, they did wait him out to a certain degree. It was times they didn't want to go nowhere near him, especially in the year of 2016 when he was just like, I want drama show. Come on, Canelo, I am ready. I am here. Kind of sound like Schwarzenegger then, but no. But yeah. Do you think the fight will do? How many pay-per-views? Hopefully it does some. You just did Sanford and Son. I know, right? What with Bob Arum? Fuck, Bob Arum, dude. He's old. Huh? How about doing a 15-minute show every couple weeks covering what's been happening in boxing, making it snappy and funny, and it will be a hit. That would be good. I want it on like a network television show, like ESPN. You know what I mean? I'll be after Max Kellerman for 15 minutes, something like that. That was cool. That was definitely Arnie. The hell is Arnie? 400K for Wilder and Fury. That might be a reasonable amount of numbers. I reckon 500,000. I'm thinking 600,000 max. If it does 600,000 pay-per-view buys, that'd be very good for for those guys, because they will make some money on the back end, you know. Hopefully Wilder, he'll donate his money again like he did the first fight. Oh man, Saudis paid 40 million site fee. AJ has 15 million guaranteed for fighting on Sky with pay-per-view upside. After a certain point in the zone, Patchroom paid Matchroom to show the fight in the US as well as their other markets around 20 million. That is big, huge. Counterpunch boxers, stop talking crap. If you're going to talk crap, at least do it with Bob Arum. Oh God. Nah, I hear you, David. Needs another 6 fights with Ortiz. Wilder needs another 6 fights. I know, right? He needs another 6 fights with Ortiz because that's who he's gonna fight. Ortiz. Already. You know what happened. You bish. You guys don't like Deontay. No, it's not that, Emmanuel. Deontay Wilder's fucking hilarious. When he went off on Andy Ruiz for losing, that shit was hilarious. This your life, bro. Fuck. You cut the fucking ring off. You see a motherfucker dancing around you. Don't wait. Make the date. Yes, I hope they die, and I hope they burn in hell. Oh man. Shit, I mean, I don't know, man. I think Deontay's related to Samuel, like Black Snake Moan, some kind of way. You know what I mean? you know, how you a coward? You scared? Tyson Fury too. All y'all some bitches. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. oh man, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um, but like Wilder, he's a trip, because like when he used to say like, "Don't wait, make the date." I'm like, damn, that shit sounds treacherous. You know what I mean? Don't wait, make the date. Don't wait, make the date. Like, motherfucker, I can't wait to knock you the fuck out. And then that was like late 17. And this is before all the bullshit happened. And then I was like, damn, Wilder like a fucking savage. You know what I mean? Like that motherfucker probably hit you and knock you out. You know? I had the same type of thinking like with Wilder, like Joe Rogan. Like he motherfucker got he can punch, and he don't need to be like special and gifted to really punch. The only thing he's gifted with is 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 that he hits you. It's almost like, hey, I hit you with this punch, and then like it's getting shot like it's like getting shot with the golden gun on GoldenEye. If you guys remember that, I'm a video game guy, so if you got shot with that one golden guy bullet, your ass is out. That's what I thought it was with Wilder. He hit you with that one punch, boom. You know, you know what I mean? It's just like when all that money and shit, because like he wasn't. None of this shit happened to do with money. None of it like until 2018 when Wilder came out and said that's slave wages. Like what the slave wages? Fuck you, Black Snake Moan for real. That's slave wages. He's a coward. He's scared. Yes, he deserved to die, and I hope he burned in hell. I'm like, dude, stop. Stop that shit, dude. Oh man, wait. Have you beat Resident Evil 2? Man, I did. Joshua, Little John, I beat that shit like 2 days ago on Leon's. I haven't fought Claire, but I'm doing like they have like downloadable content and other stories, and that shit's mad hard. You start off with the weapons, but you like one of them where if you play the games, this dude, his daughter turned into a zombie. You start as him, and I haven't played the other two yet, but you know. Do you laugh from the presser? I don't know what that means. Yeah, golden eye. Fucking right, Adam. Like it's like that golden eye, like that shit was like it's like Wilder's punch. Look how he hit Ortiz. And then Ortiz is like, boom. I'm like, fuck. Look how you hit Wilder. It's all of it's the same shit. He hits you, boom. Like, damn. Party's over. But it's crazy. Three's coming out. Oh yeah, I heard about that, Jim. Three is coming out. See, I've watched that, man. When I graduated high school, I that shit was out. And you know something crazy? I didn't get a fucking PlayStation to 98. I think PlayStation came out in 96. So, I was out running around and shit, badass kid. And then I really didn't play video games like that then. So when I got more grounded, I started like dating this chick. I was more like either going to her house or playing video games at home. Well, I was just starting college, got out of high school and in the late 90s and shit. So I was like, that shit was Resident Evil. And the two games I got was Resident Evil 2 and Tekken 3. Those were my first two games on PlayStation, man. And they were like, I'm like, damn, this shit's fire. But Resident Evil 2, I got stuck. So I had to drive to Walmart one night and I read into a little guide. We didn't have like internet like that back then. So I drove to Walmart and read the guide to see how to get past this one point. And that shit was on point after that. I was able to get through the whole game and I got hooked on it. But it was actually a scary game because you would be playing that shit and you'd be like, oh shit. then something will jump out at you. So it was pretty it was impressive, especially for the time. You now it's sad though. You play that shit now, and you kind of like you can respect the nostalgia, but you know it is what it is. Um, the graphics have changed so much since that time, you know. But Doom was the best. Oh yeah, I remember Doom. That shit was crazy, man. Fucking first person shooter, crazy. Do an act jack when it meets with man. I don't. I'm not good at Anthony Joshua, man. I watched that Black and Blue the other day. Really good film. Well recommended. Thank you. Mighty Thor, good. You know, I did stunts for that, so it was cool. That was a cool thing. It was in New Orleans, and the movie was meaningful. It had a meaning behind it. You know what I mean? So, because in America, I don't know where you guys at in this crazy world, but America, you know, we do have a lot of cops shooting fucking people, and we got a lot of corrupt cops, and that just shows you that there are good cops as well as shitty corrupt cops. Okay, so it is what it is. Who should Luis Ortiz fight next? Priest 805. He should fight Dillian White. Come on, man. Second for second. Dillian White's supposed to be the second best in Matchroom. Luis Ortiz, by default, supposed to be the second best because he's the boogeyman. So says Deontay Wilder. Let the motherfuckers fight. That's who Wilder wants. What White to fight to redeem him, to prove himself. Fight him. That's who he should fight. Treese 805. Bottom line. Soul Calibur's cool too. Yeah, that's that Namco universe. That Carl. Counterpunch to you. Would love to see Kurt to do some interviews with the top fighters. Craig, I am. When I get off Fear the Walking Dead, I'm going to Brazil. Then I'm going to Spain. I'm going to back to DR next month. But after June, when this show ends, I am going in the summer. I'm going to the UK, and then that's when I'll because I have some links to some good sources, and they're going to put me in front of these guys so I can ask them the questions I need to ask them and interview them accordingly, and it's counterpunch out of the ring. Okay, so that's the next step with the platform of Counterpunch Boxing News. So yeah, so Craig Smith, that's that. That's the plan. Ortiz should retire. Yeah, he should. But he looked good though. The only thing he lacked was head movement and upper body movement because I seen both fights. In both fights, I seen Ortiz not using head movement nor upper body movement like he did in the first fight. Okay, that's one thing I noticed. Yeah, well, GoldenEye was a wicked game. Lack 74. ABS number one. I remember those days too, bro. It was fucking good times. It was good times. AJ will beat Wilder. I believe it when they meet. He has the ability to beat Wilder. He has the power to beat Wilder, but will he beat Wilder? That's one thing. You know, it's almost like to me like Wilder's the villain, Joshua's the hero, but then it's like with villains, they always have that special ability to do shit you know what I mean, and do shit to get an upper hand or whatever because they always got something up their sleeve. Kind of reminds me of that for some reason. I don't know. What about the Dreamcast? Dreamcast with the game Zombie Revenge. You know what? Gangsta Scotty Bottom. I had never played that shit. You know what? I'm gonna go to not Game Exchange. Yeah, Game Exchange. Over here we got Game Exchange. They have ColecoVision, Sega Genesis, Super Famicoms. Those are like Japanese, Nintendo 64s, Dreamcast, and every so often they do have those consoles that you can buy that's available. So, wait, it's called game Zombie Revenge. Okay. Yeah. Twisted Metal for PlayStation was dope. Yo, three's 8005. Look, let me tell you something that was dope that they never made a freaking sequel for. It was Kinetica. You guys can remember Kinetica on PlayStation 2? My daughter's mom bought me this game called Kinetica. It was like a racing game, but you had wheels, and it was this futuristic game, and you could fly and do all this other shit. Not fly, but you could you're in these obstacles and you go really damn fast, and you have super boosts and infinite boosts and all this shit. So it was cool. It was cool as hell, you know. But yeah, that was the game I think they should have done. I was thinking about that the other day actually. You know, no, it's good now. Mind games. Don't know if Joshua can beat Wilder, but I believe Fury has the skill and the body movement to avoid his right hand. But can Joshua do that? I don't know. But according to Joshua, Joshua's saying I don't have to do that because I ain't gonna do that shit for long. Because as soon as I fucking land my combinations, I'm gonna take Wilder out. Those and that is the mentality of that. I used to love that game. It was my first video game ever. Okay, Zombie Revenge. Let's see. Let me look that up because I want to see what that's about. Let me see. Zombie Revenge.
According to Wikipedia.
Okay, good. Looked it up. I don't want to hear that her give me a synopsis of that shit. Mario Kart is great with your stone buddies. Yeah, you know what though? I used to watch. I used to love Killer Instinct and Twisted Metal Black was good. Tekken was great. I'm a Tekken fan. I love Tekken. Tekken is off the chain. Yeah, we getting old as fuck. I know what, right, Mike? We getting old. Fuck it. Look, the first video was enthralled with a classic Castlevania. Damn, Killer Instinct Gold. Yeah, but that's Gold. I think that's PlayStation, right? Black Ops Zombie. Yeah, Black Ops Zombie is big. It's big. It's big. It's real big. Um, but no, man. I think with Wilder and Fury, let's hope it stays. You know, Streets of Rage. Oh shit, that was one of the first games I got for Christmas. I think back in dude, I don't know, 87, 88, 89 maybe. Streets of Rage, dude, that was off the chain. That was kind of like what's that Final Fight on Super Nintendo. Contra, you know Contra's Antonio Matthews. You speaking to the choir. You preaching to the choir. Contra and Double Dragon, yes, yes. Now, Street Fighter Two was the game where everyone wanted to play it. Absolutely, Ninja Gaiden. You know what? That game was very disturbing. It was hard as shit. You could only you could only throw the sword like that. It was crazy, and I almost beat it one time. I'm gonna tell you another shitty hard game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first one on Nintendo. That shit sucked. It was like difficulty much, right? Devil May Cry did when I got the first Nintendo, because remember not the first Nintendo, the first PlayStation. The first PlayStation was a they had demos, and I think the demo came with Devil May Cry, and Devil May Cry, the first one, was dope as hell. You know that and Einheimer, a game, like a shoot 'em game. You were like in a aircraft and shit. Yeah. River City Ransom. Oh shit, Mark Anthony. You know, Mark Anthony. Are you the Mark Anthony? Oh, contra la corriente. Let me stop. House of the Living Dead game. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? I did play that. That was that on Wii? Yeah, 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 man. It's crazy. Zone of the Enders. Right, Right. Zone of the Enders. That was like on Hammers. Right. Wonder Boy on Sega Genesis. I never played that. I always looked at it and didn't play it. Super Metroid. Hell yeah. Bane 1986. Hell yeah. You know? You know? Damn Blaster Master. You know what? That was like my brother-in-law's like favorite game, Blaster Master. Tecmo Bowl, you fucking A. Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant, Antonio. It's all good. Mike Tyson's boxing back in the day. Spent hours doing that. Yep, spent hours getting knocked the fuck out. And getting that little wink at the end when he knocks you out. Bling. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. Arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. Dude, that's just that shit, man. I spent so much money at the arcade onto that game, the arcade game. It was just stupid. I used to have dreams. I used to go to the arcade. My mom used to drop me off at the local mall. I used to go there, and then like it's like the camaraderie that you would get between people you don't even fucking know. You don't even know these people, right? You don't even know them, and y'all are guys are all best friends because you got the common a common interest was this freaking game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you had all the guys, you had, Bebop, then Rocksteady, then Bebop and Rocksteady. Yeah, it was a very good game. First time I went to Canada, it was this place in Montreal called the Arcade Mat. If you guys are ever in Montreal, please look this place up. It's called the Arcade Mat. This shit is when you come in, you pay about $7 and you play every fucking game in the place, and it's a bar. So it's like if you're sitting at a table like the one I'm at, you can play Mario right where you are because they got screens embedded in the fucking tables, along with huge size arcades. You know what I mean? And it's off the chain. It's off the chain. So I would definitely recommend that to anyone. That's why I did it. So but no, I mean it's one of those things, man. Back in the day, where that's some cool games and stuff like that. Punch Out was dope. They had another Punch Out where they called Mr. Dreams Punch Out. When I guess and that was on Super Nintendo, and that was pretty good too. And he was a guy that if you punch, he could grab your arm and then like damage your hands, and you couldn't even fight with that hand for a while. It was cool. You know, Batman Arkham Asylum. Oh hell yeah, Arkham Asylum is the shit. That shit's just too good. I love that to this day. How does Anthony Joshua say to this day? To this day. To this day. Tony Hawk, what system you on, Kurt? I'm on PlayStation 4 right now. That's what I'm playing right now. Nintendo removed Mike Tyson after a year because of the Yeah, I remember that God of War. Remember that shit? Yeah, Arkham was sick. I'm playing an Arkham right now. Arkham, not Arkham City, but the other. I don't know. I gotta find it. But it's one of those games where you do a lot of driving a lot now. We on gaming channel now. I know, right? You know, it just shows the interest of fighters versus gamers, gamer fighters. But but no, back to boxing though. In reality, Tyson Fury really does need to. He didn't respond, but he does need to show us something like, hey, it's just something. I just did not like Counterpunch Gaming. Hey, that's a good thing for another channel. Counterpunch Gaming. It's badass. Counterpunch to you, God of War. But no, Tyson Fury himself has subliminally showed us something that he's not responding on, and that's not good. It's Silver Snake. Hey, it's Silver Snake X. I used to play a lot of shit. Not God of War. Damn, my mind is fleeting me. But Black Ops 2. So yeah, Silver Snake 40 is actually that's mine on PlayStation 3. So Fight Night Champions is a shit, Psycho Crusher. They need to come up with one. Like they need to stop the bullshit and come up with one. Yeah, we're old. Fuck it. It is what it is. We are the like we're it's either you're a millennial or you're from the X generation. I'm from the X generation. So it is what it is. NFL Blitz was a classic. It was Wilson. I used to watch my cousins play that shit. You know what I mean? Damn, man. You know that like those games because we understand the natural progression of how games were and where they are now. Okay? So that's the cool thing about gaming. But unfortunately, for boxers, we're seeing where we were in boxing versus where we are now. You know, you got guys like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. They're fighting all the top welterweights and the super welterweights. Okay? They're fighting these guys. They're taking these guys out. Right? Then they fight each other. Floyd wins. Okay. Money grab. Boom. Millions. Money grab. But these guys, in the heavyweight division, it's all alive and well and got interest in people looking at heavyweight boxing again. And then it's like, it's always some bullshit. But then the question you ask yourself, how keen on Tyson Fury is him being consistent? You know what I mean? Like, we got one fight from this motherfucker. One legitimate fight, and that legitimate fight is Deontay Wilder. So we have to see another fight. Because at least we say, okay, at least you have fought someone twice. But anyway. But it is what it is. They have some new samurai kind of game coming out. And I haven't heard of that one yet, though. All boxing on Sega and the original Knockout Kings on PlayStation, hands down. Dude, Knockout Kings was, it's all in the game. How you get a game and it's not all the same. Fight as if you feel my pain, right? I just love that shit. That and then Knockout Kings, the original, was like that blocky, but then by the first Knockout Kings 2001, they had improved that shit tenfold. Knockout Kings 2002 was kind of shitty. Was it 2002? Yeah. Then Knockout Kings 2000. Yeah, 2002 was more kind of more like a Ready to Rumble style graphics and shit. I didn't like the graphics, but it was a good game. I played hours of that shit. I played that shit every day. Right? Knockout Kings 2003 was grainy. It was crazy. It's like all of them were different designers. You could tell. From Knockout Kings 2001, 2002, 2003. And then after 2003, they stopped. That's when David Tua had the fucking bird's nest up there, right? So it was like, it is what it is. It's in the game. EA Sports, it's in the game. Mighty Thor. Hell yeah. Medal of Honor was good. It was good. I used to play that on my daughter's Wii. Yeah, my daughter had a Wii back in those days, and I played that shit more than her. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I heard about that game that Showbiz the Adults coming out with. That's big if he does. More props to him if he really does. I hope it's decent. I'll definitely support it. I like his platform. It's positive, if anything, and he just shows his personality, and that's it. 1986, 1979, brother. I am a part of the X generation. Yeah. I still play Fight Night Champions to this day. Hell yeah. Fight Night Champions is off the chain. Look, the best one was Champions, bar none. They should have a Champions the Return or a Champions the Redo, something. That was the best game. They didn't block out the lyrics. It was a mature game versus teen. It was off the chain, people. It was off the freaking chain. It was off the chain. I loved it. You know, you gotta knock that motherfucker on his ass. I'm like, dude, this fucking game is lit. I'm playing this shit. You playing with Andre, right? He had a brother, Big Baby, right? You know, so it's crazy. You know what I mean? It is crazy. Don't agree on your view on the heavyweight division, but love this channel and this delivery. Okay. But anyway, Buster Douglas boxing sold 10 games. Crazy, man. Parappa the Rapper. Midnight Club Dub Edition remix. Okay. Other day, Warground Bully. Midground Club was so fast. Midnight Club. I remember that fight. Yeah. That's it. Mark Anthony. Kurt, man, I had to go out, do some stuff, seeing the live stream started. Was upset. I missed it. I'll come back, and you still here, man. You the man. That's it, brother. Cretius 33, kind of punch to you. Do what you need to do on this Sunday and come back. You're still getting counterpunched to you. Watching you from Romania. Alexandru, counterpunch to you. Ruiz versus Wilder canceled. No, it's not canceled, Mitch. It's not canceled. No. Paperboy was a go-to. Oh, what? Ricky Torres, you going to watch Antonio Brown fight Logan Paul? I don't know. Tells Lee Bobs 81, respect to you. No, Grace, it's not. Hope you have success. We need a good boxing game. I hope it does. We need a good boxing game. We need a game that's going to have us playing like a. You know what? It is crazy. You know something funny though? If they came out with like a Champions, EA Champions Resurrection, right? Legacy. You know, ESPN Fight Nights Legacy, right? And they just threw every fucking body on it. I mean, everybody from Jack Johnson to fucking Deontay Wilder, right? Willie Pep to fucking Errol Spence, right? Over everybody on the game. And I think it should be downloadable content, like they did before. But if you could download those guys, and they could patch it to have other fighters that were throwback fighters in the era. You know what I mean? Like Benny Paret and Paret, right? Emmanuel Griffin, the old Mongoose, Archie Moore, guys like that, guys that live through history. It should be a one complete freaking game that has 300-400 fighters on there. And then if they could have it the same platform they did with Fight Night Champions, they would be winning, and that fight would do phenomenal. Right? That's the game I want. Hell yeah. That's the game I want. Just everybody from A to Z. You look them up like a fucking thesaurus, right? And see like, oh, I want to fight with that dude. Oh shit, I want to fight with that dude. Oh, I remember that dude was badass, right? Hell yeah. They should put so much into it to a point they don't have to make another boxing game for the next 10 years. And they ain't made one in probably the last 8 or 9. How long has that game been? Fight Night Champions. That's been a long time ago, bro. But they have to put enough into it to make you know, look, this is what it is. You guys remember HBO Boxing? That shit was garbage. It took me a year to even figure out how to fight it. But they did have some good things in it that I did like nose splattered and shit like that, and things are cut. It was cool. They would do legendary, some Jersey Jersey Walcott. Old, yeah. That would be fucking awesome. They did shit like that, they would raise the bar. The only problem is everybody's investing in America and fucking UFC. However, this is what they should do, honestly. This is what they should do. They should actually get other investors in. Since UK is bigger in boxing than we are over here because we have other sports, I think they should have a fight that invests in all types of boxers. Also, UK fighters. Okay? Fighters all over the world, man. That shit should be great. Why don't those sanctioning bodies like the WBO boxing, WBC boxing, make those motherfuckers apparent? That's what they should be. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah, absolutely. But I think back to the original, Tyson Fury needs to tell people where he's at. He needs to let us know he's okay. The fight is on. He didn't say the fight was off, but we need verification because if we see him limping like that, I think that that brings some concern on both sides. You know, so if I'm Wilder, I'm like, why the fuck is he limping? You know. But anyway, guys, what do you do? Who does Wilder fight if he pulls out? I don't know. Probably nobody. Nobody. No. But guys, it's been great. It's been fun. I'm going to get off of here. I got a lot to do today. Thank you guys for coming in for the chat. Everybody on the chat has been counterpunched. You guys have a blessed Sunday, and we will talk and link up as time permits. Peace.